When you're shading in your robot, you want to remember that it's easiest to do if your light source is kind of coming from the front or maybe from a little bit off to one side. Anything that is round, okay, the lightest part, if you make it towards the center and make the darker edges, so like this cylinder right here, making the edges a little bit darker on both sides, also keeping the contour lines, keeping the rounded lines, and gradually having the forms go from dark to lighter in the center to dark again on the edges are going to give your forms more roundness, more three-dimensional feel. And it takes time. I use rounded strokes for the cylinder. And if I use straight lines, it's going to be just right along the very edge. And then I'm going to really lightly kind of bring the shading out. If I feel like it needs a stronger highlight, I can take my eraser, and I'm doing little curved eraser marks through the center, and I can go back in and blend those in a little bit more, okay? If my light is coming from this way, if I'm shading this part here, this circle, that would be kind of the bottom of this cylinder, would be a little bit darker, and this part maybe a little lighter. Even with this rounded part, if I follow the contour and I come out all the way around, it's going to help give it more three-dimensional feel. When you're doing, if it's a box-like thing, you're going to have one side be the darkest, one side be medium, and one side be light. I haven't finished shading this part yet, but this right side is going to be the lightest. If I want to make a really, really light value and I don't actually want to use my pencil, you can use a blending stump. I know that we don't probably have blending stumps at home, so another thing you can do is you can use a Q-tip to kind of blend a little bit of graphite onto those really light parts just to make a super light value. I'd like you guys to start shading your robot. Just do one part at a time. Do one cylinder, do in the next cylinder, do something that's spherical, do a little bit at a time. Remember that it takes a long time to do quality shading. It takes several hours to draw a picture that's only 9 by 12. So don't feel like you have to get it all done in one day. If you do get it all done in an hour, it probably isn't very quality. So take your time, go slowly, enjoy the process. These won't be due until next week sometime. We'll definitely take a little bit of time to shade them.